Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Warhammer news video. As per usual, if you like these videos, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys, and it goes a long way to help the channel too. So, with today, of course, it is day 2 of Warhammer Fest 2021 online, and yeah, today was the return of Warhammer 40k. So if you didn't know and you missed it yesterday, there was of course Age of Sigmar yesterday, so you can check that video out after this one if you want to. The link will be at the very end, or at the top of the screen now. And there will be some other bits and pieces as well, so there are more bits and pieces to come. So there are new reveals, so there was new reveals for Age of Sigmar yesterday, 40k today, Black Library tomorrow, Thursday is the turn of boxed games, then Friday 40k again, and then Saturday is a bit of a mystery, so we wait to see what that is. But let's go on to the 40k and today's reveals, which will start off with More Than Thal, who is the Abbess Sanctorum of the Adeptus Sororitas. So with this model, pretty cool. She's clad in the Purgator Mirabilis, which is a Paragon warsuit, of peerless quality, and she takes a fight to heretics and near-pious wherever they may be found. And yeah, it's a bit of an unusual kind of setup, isn't it, with these Paragon warsuits? They're very different. I'm not a big 40k fan, so if I get things wrong, you know, it happens. But you know, they are pretty cool. So More Than Thal also has the honour of being a High Lord of Terror as well, which is a lofty status that was apparently granted to her by the personal recommendation of Rabut Gilliman himself, and also is held in very high esteem by the Adeptus Custodes as well. But they actually granted her the stewardship of the fabled Lance of Illumination, which is a legendary blade, which is pretty cool. The look of the model is pretty decent as well. With this model, there are a few extra little bits and pieces as well, so you can change the head. So the head, you can have either the bare head, like in the main picture, or you can have a helmeted head. Personally, I think I actually prefer the helmeted head. Normally I like having a bare head in a lot of these units and stuff like that, but I do prefer the helmet on this one myself personally. And has some pretty cool unit weapons as well. So you've got that massive lance, also has a massive bolter as well that's attached to the left hand and everything like that as well, which is pretty cool and very different with that one. We've seen this model before as well, so another one of the Adeptus Sororitas, which is Estred Thurga, who is the standard bearer and carries the banner that is known as the Auto Tapestry of the Emperor's Judgment, and of course is very cool, and we saw it not long ago as well in one of the other reveals a few weeks ago, which is pretty cool. But this one also has a little pal as well, which is Agathe Dolan, who is basically a kind of captures everything and kind of chronologically analyzes everything and captures the deeds in battle which are recorded by the Hagulator, which is a bit of a mouthful, but yeah, pretty cool little units as well. They look very different, very unusual, and you know, that's sometimes what we like to see. Also, carrying on with more Sisters of Battle, because that was near enough all they showed us today. There is Doug Martyr, who, if you are a fan, you'll no doubt recognise, who serves as judge, jury and executioner of the Orders Militant, and was revealed earlier in the year as well. With this model, I think it's got a very unusual face. The face, it looks a bit weird to me personally. I don't know what it is, but the face just looks a little bit odd and doesn't look like the sculpt's quite right. Yeah, a bit of a weird one. But another, Sisters of Battle, which they're giving a lot of effort to them and a lot of kind of push behind them for this during this new version of Warhammer 40k, which isn't too bad actually. It's a pretty good idea. I know a lot of people were kind of crying out for Sisters of Battle for a long time before they kind of started getting their re-release and their big push recently. So it's good to see some more models being added to that grouping. There is also Palatine, which was seen a long time ago during the Warhammer 40k launch party review, which was in July last year, and has also starred in the Piety and Pain battle box, and is going to be available separately for the first time, which will be pretty cool, which will be alongside the Adeptus Sororitas Codex as well, which is going to be launching. Pretty cool looking model. I actually like this one. I like the ones when they're posed and it looks like they're running. They always look pretty decent and pretty cool, so I do quite like that as well. And they have new models as well to go with the Adeptus Sororitas, which are these ones, are the ones that carry shields, which are the CELESTIAN SACRESANTS, which are pretty cool, which we've seen a couple of glimpses of them before, not long ago. So they carry them unusual coffin shaped kind of shields, which are a little bit weird, and now they've kind of revealed the whole squad of them, which actually do look pretty decent. They look pretty cool. There's some pretty good ones with like the bolter being held against the shield, inside of a shield for instance, and they're carrying their maces and everything like that. So yeah, they're not too bad. They're very, very different, which is always quite nice to see in a lot of models as well. With these as well, they have different little bits and pieces as well, so they can be equipped with heretic smiting halberds and maces, carry large shields as well, and stuff like that as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of decent little looks and kind of little bits and pieces for these guys, which is pretty cool looking. Paragon Warsuits as well, so they are going to kind of push out these a bit more. So with Paragon Warsuits are these pretty cool looking units, apart from there's some little features that I kind of feel a little bit weird about, but they kind of remind me of the mech suit that Ripley uses in Alien. In all honesty, they kind of have that weird reminder for me for that, which isn't always a bad thing. But yeah, these Paragon Warsuits, they look pretty cool. They're pretty different, which is, it's not too bad having a sister of battle clad in her own armour and then actually put into this massive walking machine that is clad in armour as well, which is pretty cool. Then, of course, for all the Sisters of Battle, we've already kind of seen it before as well. They did it in the Faith and Damnation preview as well, which was the Castigator, which is the big tank based on the Rhino and everything like that, which has got loads of little ornate details and everything like that to it now, and is for the Sisters of Battle as well, which is pretty cool and very, very different, which is always nice to see something a bit different with a lot of this type of stuff as well, and having all these bits of heavy bolters everywhere and stuff like that, which is pretty cool as well. And yeah, that's near enough it for the models. They also did reveal, of course, there's going to be a new Adeptus Sororitas Codex, which will be coming out, which has 128 pages that are bang up to date, and has over 35 data sheets for all your bits and pieces as well, and a suite of crusade rules that breathe life into the Sisters of Battle as well, which will be pretty cool. So it's not too bad. A lot of cool little bits and pieces. And then again, if you are kind of following the new storyline for Warhammer 40k, it's going to go into Act 2, the Book of Fire, which is Warzone Charadon, should I say, which is not too bad. So there's a lot more bits and pieces coming out for that. So they did a little reveal for it using Be'lakor and some more hints towards more chaos and everything like that as well. So the Book of Fire is the next chapter in the campaign, and it sees fresh forces being drawn into the escalating conflict, including the hordes of Be'lakor and the newly anointed Abbess Sanctorum herself being added into it, and a lot of extra bits and pieces, fighting over certain strongholds and everything like that as well. So if you are following the actual storyline, there's a lot to that as well. which they will also be releasing a Battlezone Mechanicus Charadon as well, which is a Battlezone kit with more widespread gaming now tantalisingly close after a long hiatus. What better way to get yourself ready for the wars to come than a stunning battlefield full of terrain, which is basically all the kind of pipes and cogworks that in all honesty, we've seen them before. It's just a new box filled with them, and I think from the looks of it, a battle mat as well, which will be kind of handy as well to make it look like a Forge World. So that's it pretty much from that one. As I say, not super huge amounts, but there are quite a little bits and pieces to go with everything. It's not terrible at the end of the day, but it is more reveals, which is always pretty good. There will be more reveal videos that I'll be doing and kind of going through everything on like day 4 and day 5, and on day 4 I will also catch up with the Black Library stuff and go through that and kind of touch on that. But it'll be Mortal Realms Day tomorrow, so I'll focus on that instead for tomorrow. But for now, thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.